Hello everybody, it is I, Cool, back again, and today I am very excited to be reviewing the Wally Hauler. Wally is a really interesting character and a very iconic part of the early Cars series that I really wanted to get to cover for the 20th anniversary. And thankfully, a friend of mine happened to have their old copy of Wally. Unfortunately, it's not in super good condition, so I'm probably gonna have to mod this at some point, but I wanted to quickly show off Wally and sort of talk about the importance of this item, because I think Wally is a diecast I think a lot of people forget is kind of important. Wally was created to help promote a couple things. One of them was the Cars Blu-ray and disc combo pack, the DVD, and also, more notably, the Walmart 8 collection, which I currently have half of them now. It was the line that gave us Cactus McQueen, Bruiser Burkowski, Al Loft, Ghostlight Ramon, Corey Turbowitz, Barney Storman, and who else was in the Walmart 8? I believe TJ Hummer, and there was some other 8th one. Who was that 8th one? And Charlie Checker, that's who I was thinking of. See? I give us a lot of iconic characters that I think we all take for granted now. Well, I say unilaterally, but it's hyperbolic. But really, the Walmart 8 collection was really prolific, especially with Barney Storman, because he was the first diecast to ever have a larger card back, which would go on to spawn the deluxe line. And similarly, Wally would also be kind of a trailblazer, since he would be the start of the hauler line, since, nowadays haulers are exclusive to Walmart. I don't think that was the case back then. I think you could get haulers in other places just because, not every single state had a Walmart, not every country had a Walmart. But since Walmart's a lot larger of a corporation now, they're more comfortable with having these haulers be exclusive to Walmart. I didn't get this guy because I'm a Walmart super fan. I don't really believe in, being a super fan of a company, but I got it because Wally Hauler is, part of the early era of the Cars line where things were a little different back then. They created characters. This was back when they were like making advertisements that had unique characters. There's so many good Cars commercials out there, and the fact that they made a Wally as, as the promotional item for the Walmart line is really cool. I really appreciate them doing that. As you can see, mine's a little broken. Again, I'm only really reviewing this because I know I'm going to be customizing it at some point. But I wanted to quickly show him off in his original form real quick. I do want to get a mint Walmart hauler at some point. I saw a cheap one once. Wally's probably one of the most common haulers. I think he and Cars 1 Mac are easily some of the most common, and Gil, right? Even before the 2025 re-release, Gil was pretty common, but I think Wally Hauler has always been consistently the most common. Unfortunately, Wally Hauler has been since discontinued since 2021, being replaced with the Marty Hauler, which, great name, kind of a weird concept. It's the next-gen Walmart Hauler, which, I guess is cool, right? We don't have a lot of next-gen haulers. I think we only have, 5 in total? Gail Buford, the Bumper Save one, which I believe is Logier Smythe, John Halstead, the Eric Breaker one, Cardre Wong, Cruz's hauler, and then Marty Hauler. We are missing so many haulers from Cars 3. It's honestly kind of crazy. And I hear nobody talk about them, unfortunately. But hey, let's celebrate the fact that we have Wally Hauler. Wally's a little inaccurate since he's using the standard piston cup hauler design, which is not accurate. He's also missing the proper, design he had in the commercial, which used the older Walmart designs. I believe there was even a Sam's Club logo on the back. But here, this is the more traditional Walmart that you'll see nowadays, that I believe debuted around when the hauler line came out. So that's likely why they did it. Very similar to Oliver Lightload, who I believe is more akin to what Wally is supposed to look like. And, if Oliver Lightload wasn't so rare, I would use him for a custom updated Wally, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. So yeah, here is the front. The trailer is a bit loose since this is a pretty old item. This specific copy was from 2017. My friend just kind of had Wally standing around for a couple years and figured why not. I wanted this hauler. They weren't using it, and that's all she wrote. Here's the face. I don't like the gray eyelids, but it makes sense because the white on white wouldn't look too good. Unfortunately, the Vietnam one didn't correct this, despite, having the eyeshadow, so they could theoretically just put the eyeshadow there and not. Very similar to what happened to, I guess Morgan Martins and Antonio Velázquez Escalante, where they could have fixed the face, but they didn't, unfortunately. Wally has a really interesting mouth here. He's got a bit of tongue, and then he has some white. They didn't paint the rest of the back of the mouth, so it just looks kind of weird, but it's a pretty unique expression. Of course, actually, no, I don't think I've shown him on the channel before, but I actually have another semi of this type, this being the Trunk Fresh semi. They never released it on its own. This is just missing the trailer. When I get the trailer, I'm going to review this item, but for now, it's just the Trunk Fresh semi, I guess. As you can see, both of mine are missing mirrors. They're very flimsy, so very common for them to be missing, but, There's the grill, headlights, nice white coat of paint. I very rarely get white cars in the diecast line, so it's always nice to get a couple. Walmart on the side, the cap, which is a little yellowed, which actually matches a lot of the Cars 1 haulers, the race haulers, with these sort of light beige backings. Very nice, very nice. A lot of Wally's design traits actually carried on to the Cars 3 haulers, like not having anything backing the logo, and also the silver mirrors, which I think some haulers had, but the diecast just consistently made them all unicolor, I guess, monotone. There is the trailer hitch. There is a look at the back, very standard fare for haulers. Over here is the Walmart.com Wally. Save money, live better, and it directs you back to Walmart.com. Even though this character is like a living advertisement, I think that's part of the charm, just the fact that this exists, right? The fact that this is not only a Walmart truck promoting the fact that you can get haulers at Walmart, but also is a character in universe. I think that's what makes this really cool. Similar thing with the Cruise Dynaco hauler, Cardri Wong, that I mentioned. Before it was just Dynaco Cruise Hauler. I didn't really care about it. But when they gave it a name, I started to appreciate it more. I know that sounds stupid, but I really appreciate that it's an actual character that exists in the Cars universe and isn't just made for the sake of merch, which obviously these haulers are. That's their job. They're glorified play sets, but I think there's something really cool about the fact that these guys are all, interesting. As you can see, yeah, the hauler connects like that. Again, it's pretty loose. This item's been rotting away for a while, so it's not in perfect condition, but it still functions fine enough. There is the side. I think I prefer the original design with the more intricate stripes and stuff. That's what I imagine like a Cars 3 veteran Wally hauler would look like. Walmart. Save money, live better. And I want to turn Wally over because it does not open from the back like you may expect. No, rather, you see these hinges here. There's actually two of them. Maybe I should uncouple like this. So you can see there are these little bits on the back, and if you pull on them, you can unfold it like this. Again, it's a little tight, but it works. Made in China. This is, again, yeah, the 2017 release. Hold on, I gotta put my camera down just to make sure this... Okay, should be... There you go. And here's the inside. I'm really glad this is my first real Piston Cup hauler because I think this is a good baseline for the Piston Cup haulers. I don't know if I'm going to get any other Piston Cup haulers, but again, yeah, this is a really good starter for that. Over on the bottom, you have these little stands, which you can flip up. Oh, wait, hold on. yeah, these little stands, you can flip them up with your finger. I'm gonna just, yeah, it's really hard to do on camera. Do I have a stand I can use or something? Let me try. Okay, steady, steady. So yeah, you're supposed to just flip it up like this. There you go. See? Like that. Even cut out little holes so that you can do it easier. And there you go. And then you can fold this out and you can put whatever car you want in here. Literally whoever you want. I'm going to put in a car that I got alongside. Consider this a little teaser for my next review. Not really, because I'm going to probably schedule him for way later. But Mario Andretti here. I can put Mario Andretti inside. And it can kind of look like this. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of this concept because while I think it does look kind of cool, I don't like that every Piston Cup hauler does this. It's really distracting for, like, the Cars 3 haulers that use the exact same trailer mechanism. And, like, Cal Weathers' hauler, which is out this year, by the way, that's one I plan on getting as well, doesn't work like this. So now this just looks really weird. But yeah, you can do this. I guess you can do this or something. I push this back, fold this down or something. You, like... yeah, this is just a really... I think if I were to do anything different with the hauler line is, I think this would be... I think this should have been exclusive to Wally. And the rest of the haulers should have opened like Mac. I think it's really weird that they went this route. But, yeah, you can... I like that all the haulers got, you know, something kind of creative. But I'm really glad they realized this wasn't going to fly for the next-gen haulers, and so they just kept it simple with the closing from the back. So yeah, you can push this back in here. The base is a little loose, so be careful. And that's pretty much all there is. Here's the other side. It's in way worse condition, but again, I'm probably going to just completely redo this trailer. And I'm going to also break this side open because, yes, you can open from the other side as well. It's a bit... yeah, gotta break it in a little. But, yeah, that's all she wrote. And, overall, I'm pretty content with this item. Do I wish I got it in better condition? Yeah, but I'm going to give it a new life. And I think that that's something that's, you know, nice. Is that there's always value in something. I may have not saved money because it was a little expensive me getting this and the car, but I certainly will live better with Wally Hauler. That was a terrible pun. I'm really sorry. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Hope you all enjoyed the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye!